Good morning and welcome. I am on holiday in Greece and I thought I'd get up really early, and I really always wanted to film a beach Pilates. So this is day 3 of a 20-minute challenge, and so today is going to be more of an ab focus more than anything, and it's just about getting into day 3. You're nearly halfway basically in making a new habit a real thing in your life. Sorry, this is so funny doing it on the beach. I didn't want anyone to be here. Anyway, I thought we'd enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the waves. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Anyway, stop waffling. My name is Katie and I am, my name is Katie Jones Pilates. So today we are going to do a 20-minute energizing Pilates class, and I hope you feel amazing after it, and I hope you find this 20 minutes in your day just for yourself. So if you get started, you're just going to, need any equipment today, just yourself. So if you get started and sit in a seated position, cross-legged, having your hands just resting on the knees, lowering down the shoulders, closing down the eyes. We're just going to take a few breaths before we begin. So taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, exhaling out the mouth, just settling down the mind, breathing in through the nose, big exhale out. One more like this, breathing in. Big exhale to release. Lovely. Then taking the head and turning it towards the right, circling all the way around to the left, then to the back of the head. Just releasing any tension out the neck. And then going the opposite way, breathing in, exhaling out. And we're going to do a nice side stretch today because we're going to be focusing on our sides and our obliques through a lot of the movements. So placing your left arm down onto the mat, bring that right arm up and overhead, really enjoying that stretch through the right side. Take a breath in, exhale, release. Lowering down the right arm, left arm goes up and overhead, breathing in, exhale, release. Beautiful, coming back up. I'm just going to we're going to start on all fours. So before we do this, we are going to go into a nice little cat-cow stretch. So coming into an all four position, so having your knees in line with your hips, wrists are in line with the shoulders. We're going to do a few cat-cows here. So as we inhale, looking up and tipping your bum up towards the ceiling. So inhale, looking up. And then exhale, rounding through the spine, chin tucks the chest. And then rolling through the shoulders, inhaling, looking up. Exhale, rounding through. One more. Inhale, look up. Really enjoying that stretch through the spine. Arching that spine up towards the ceiling as you exhale. Back down. Lovely. So we're going to start with some bird dogs. We're going to start on our right side only today, and then we're going to go through the movements on our right side and then onto our left. So we're going to have our left foot extended out, so left leg extended out, just squaring off the hips, and make sure your hip isn't rising. Keep it nice and square, pointing those left toes, right arm reaches out in front. So we're just going to be lifting and lowering at the same time. So we're going to inhale as we lift, exhale to lower. And as you lift, just really imagine that you're pulling each fingertip, each toe from the core as you lift. So really pulling out the core together. Okay, just staying here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying lifted. We're going to crunch our knee and elbow in together and then extend back out for 8, So crunching the knee and elbow in, and extend out, really squeezing that glute at the top as well. Squeezing in. So inhaling out, exhale together. Last 4, and 3, final 2, and 1. Lowering down, we're going to come onto our side. So lowering down onto that right side body, right forearm, and we're going to have our knees slightly bent, so your knees almost there, like a little diagonal to the hip, really not collapsing into the shoulder. Left arm is on the hip. We're going to be lifting our hips up off the mat, really lifting through that right side body, and then lowering down. So lifting up and through, squeezing up through the waist, and lowering down. So inhale to lower, exhale as you lift, staying here for 5 more. Last 4, and 3, final 2. Staying really strong and lifting through that shoulder. Last one, staying lifted here. Up, left arm is going to come up, wrap around the rib cage, and then lift up again. So wrapping round that left arm round, twisting through that rib cage, and then staying really lifted through the hips. Okay, we've got 6 more. Really staying strong, well done. You're doing so well. I hope you're enjoying the sound of the waves behind me. Imagining you're on the beach, because I will be doing this when I come home. Okay, last 3. And 2. Can you lift that waist any more up towards the ceiling for the last one as we twist? And then lowering down, coming up into a little mermaid stretch. So keeping your knees bent. I'm going to lift over that right arm, stretching through the right side, breathing in, exhale out. And then we're going to come onto that left knee. So we're keeping that left knee bent and then extending that right leg out. Left arm is coming down to the mat, right arm is coming up and overhead. So pointing those top right toes, just going to lift up off the mat and then lower. So keeping everything else really still. We're hinging and lifting. So squeezing that core together. Okay, staying here for 5 more. 4, 3, using the exhale to lift. Really feeling it through that side body. Last 2. We're going to stay lifted for the last one, and we're going to pulse up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower it down. Lovely, well done. Okay, I'm going to go back into bird dog and do it all on the left side. So twisting round, back into all 4s. Again, just checking here that your bum isn't sticking up too much in the air, on a nice neutral spine. Okay, so this time our left arm's going to be reaching out, right leg's extending back. So extend that right leg back first, pointing the toes, reaching that left arm forward. We're going to lift both the leg and the arm at the same time, squeezing at the top and then lowering down. Again, as you lift, don't you lose that neutral spine. Keep that spine just as it was at the beginning. We're not sticking our bum in the air. And just allowing a nice little squeeze of the glute as you get to the top, using those fingers to really energetically reach towards the other end of the room. Okay, we're staying here, we've got 4 more. Last 3. And 2. Final 1, staying lifted. We're going to crunch that knee and elbow in together. Inhale out, exhale. Pull that knee and elbow in together, and exhale, release. Okay, last 4. So really squeeze that core together as you pull that knee in, and inhale out. Final 2, staying really strong. Doing so well. Okay, last one here. And then lower down. We're going to swivel around. We're going to come onto our left side body this time. Whew, okay. Go a bit sandy here. Okay, so we're going to be on our left forearm and then have our knees bent. So you want to line up the back of the body with the back of the mat and just don't collapse into the shoulder. So we're going to have our right arm on our hip, coming into those hip lifts here. So taking a breath in, exhale, lift up through the waist, really squeezing up and then lowering back down. Staying here for 7. Really using that breath for 6. Doing so well here. Last 5. And 4. Can you lift up any higher for the last 3? Keeping that shoulder really strong. The last 2. Amazing. Last one, staying lifted, lifting that right arm up. We're going to wrap around that right arm, around our rib cage as we twist it to the back and then bring it back up. So staying as strong and lifted as you can here. Really using that breath. Exhaling as you twist. Inhale to lift. Ooh, we're feeling it now. Okay. Last 4 here. I think I've lost count, but it's okay. And 3. Final 2. And last one, stay really strong. You can do this. Last one, staying lifted. And then lower back down. Coming into that nice mermaid stretch. So keeping the legs bent. And then lifting that left arm up and overhead, stretching down that left side body, taking a breath in. Exhaling to release. Amazing. This time we're coming onto our right knee. So we're going to be extending that left leg out. Ooh, so many ants. Okay, so left leg's extending out, pointing that left foot. And then our right arm is down on the mat, nice soft bend. Then left arm's up overhead. So we're going to point the toes and we're going to lift that left leg up and then lower. Really feeling it lift from our core. Staying really strong here. Staying here for 6 and 5. Really breathing through it. 4 more. 3, 2, remember we're going to stay lifted after we get to that last one, so staying lifted here, and we're going to pulse up for 6, 5, 4, 3, keep those toes pointed for last 2, and 1, and then lower the knees down. Whew. Okay, we are 13 minutes in. That means we've got 7 minutes left. And you've done it so amazing so far. Wow, okay. So we are going to come into a shoulder bridge. So we've done a lot of side action and now we're going to get into the glutes and just give the spine a nice massage as well. So laying down on the mat. So we're going to start with our knees bent, feet are on the mat. And then we're going to hold out our arms and we're just going to articulate down onto the mat, bone by bone. It's really slowly and controlled. Arms are grounding into the mat. So we're going to start here just by doing one really slow lift and lower. So as we exhale, I want you to imagine like you're peeling each bone of the spine off the mat as you go from the lower to your shoulders. So taking a breath in, breathing in. Exhale, driving through the heels, lifting the hips up off the mat. Peeling off from the bottom of the spine to the middle, up to the shoulders, squeezing the glutes at the top. Grounding that right foot down, and then left foot is going to come up, pointing the toes. We're going to lower 45 degrees, and we're just going to circle that foot around for 6. So like you're trying to make circles with the toes, small circles. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying, we're going to lift, and then we're going to flex the foot and then lower. So lift that foot, flex, lower, lifting, flex, lower. So when you lower, just lower as low as the opposite thigh. So really using that breath, making sure the ribs aren't flaring out. Last 4, and 3, 2, 1. Keeping those hips lifted. We're coming onto the left side. So grounding down through that left heel, lifting that right leg up, pointing the toes, lowering about 45 degrees. We're going to circle around. Whew, got a little ant on me. Okay, making circles for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're going to point, lift the foot, and then flex and lower parallel. So point into left, flex into lower. So really strong here, guys. This is the last one, they're going to roll down. Okay, so using that breath. Inhaling as you lower, exhale to lift. Staying here. Last 3, 2, 1. Lowering that right foot down, keeping those hips lifted. Can you lift them up higher? Any more? And we're just going to do a little halfway lower, and then really rise up and lift. So lowering halfway, and then lifting the hips for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower down bone by bone to the mat. Take a breath in, hugging the knees, breathing in, exhale out. And then elbows are going wide behind the head. We're going to come into a crisscross. So I want you to have your legs in tabletop, so have them in 90 degrees. Head, neck and shoulders are lifted off the mat. And then what we're going to do, we're going to bring our right elbow to meet our left knee. So the left knee is going to come in, meet that right elbow, so we twist and look to the back, and then switch. So crisscrossing, really slow and controlled. So as you twist, really twisting through the rib cage. Don't speed this up, keeping it nice and slow. We want to really, really feel that twisting through. Okay, staying here for 4 more. And 3. Using that breath to exhale as you twist. Last 2. And final 1. And then lower down. Take a breath in. Exhale, release. Okay, we're going to come up into one last shoulder bridge. So taking a breath in. Exhale, lifting those hips up towards the ceiling. And then we're just going to lower halfway. And then driving through the heels, squeezing the glutes to the top, lifting. Okay, staying here for 6. Lowering halfway and lifting and squeezing for 5 and 4. As you exhale, really pull those ribs down towards the hips, closing in that rib cage. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, you come up onto your tiptoes, and we're going to do the same thing again. So lower down and then lift for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those heels down and then roll down to the mat, really slowly and controlled, hugging the knees in. Take a breath, exhaling out, breathing in, exhale, release, and then rocking up to seated. We are done. Just going to do a nice little spine stretch, a nice rotation before we end. So bringing that left left hand to the right knee, right hand goes behind you, take a breath in, twisting through the rib cage, just looking behind you. Just enjoying that stretch through the spine. Take another breath, exhale out. Coming back to center. Bringing that right hand to the left knee, left hand goes behind you, take a breath in. Exhale and twist through, look into that back shoulder. Breathing in. Exhale, release. And then inhale back to center. And then the last stretch, we're just going to walk our hands out in front of us as far as you can go. So really stretching out through the shoulders, taking a breath in. Exhale. Take one more breath. And then as you walk the hands back in, exhale out really, really slowly. And then just peeling the spine up bone by bone. Hands come to the knees. Coming back into that lovely elongated seated position. Breathing in. Exhale out. Take another breath. Just saying thank you to your body. Thank you to your mind. Thank you to yourself for giving yourself this 20 minutes. Exhale, just release it all. Remembering this moment, remembering how proud of you are of yourself. And just taking it into the day with you. Open up the eyes if they're closed. Thank you so much for joining day 3. Or is it day 3 or 4? Day 3, yeah. Day 3. Just so happy that you're just doing 20 minutes of Pilates. That's all it takes to really just change your mindset, boost your energy, and it just feels so good. And it's only 20 minutes of your time, so I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you've done this with me on the beach in Greece. So I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you for the next video. Bye.